Well, hello, I'm Kat.
I'm Hayley.
And this is Night Classy, a podcast where two teachers unwind, sip wine, and discuss the topics they wish they could teach at school. What are we drinking?
Today we are drinking Nighthawk Black Lush Pinot Noir Velvety Smooth Luscious by Boda Box. This is like our OG wine. Very happy to be back to the boxed wine.
Yes, OG has a whole place on our countertop where it's the wine. It's the wine corner. It's the wine corner, which pretty much just consists of like several boxes of Nighthawk Black.
Yeah, it was so funny. At the beginning of the week, so like on Monday, you brought home wine, and then I got some bottles of wine because there's no box wine left in the stores. And then Alec came like an hour later and walked in with like a box of wine, and it was just a perfect representation of how we exist.
Yeah, he knows what he needs to bring. He pays his rent in wine.
Right. Also, Mom, if you're listening, don't be worried. We're not alcoholics. We just like wine.
We're not only buying wine. We also bought, what did we buy? We went grocery shopping.
Yeah. I got hummus. I got pretzels.
Yeah, we bought a lot of junk food. I did. I bought mozzarella sticks. I bought hot Cheetos, frozen bean burritos.
Yeah. I made vegetable chili, so
we're
hibernating. Really yeah, we are hibernating. We're locked inside, social distancing right now. When this is released,
oh gosh, it will probably be like a month from now.
Yeah, about a month from now.
So we don't know what the state of the world will be then. Hopefully it'll be better. We're lucky that we're at least roommates, so we don't have to quarantine from each other.
I know, that'd be terrible.
Yeah, would be terrible, but luckily we don't have to do that. And the office is really empty, so we're able to come in here for the time being at least. But yeah, hopefully everyone is staying safe. We don't know what everything will be like in a month. We know people are probably struggling. If you know anyone in the service industry or anyone else who can't work and you can help them, please do. Donate to food banks. Our district they were giving out free lunches to all students, and now they just had to stop because one of the employees came down with COVID-19. So donate, help, please help.
Yeah, Mid-South Food Bank, shout out to you all. They've really, I feel like, stepped up.
I also heard today that it's better to donate money to food banks instead of cans because they can get deals on wholesale food, so your money actually goes further if you just donate the money you were going to spend on food to donate, which I didn't realize. So please donate money to food banks if that's at all possible for you. And speaking of money, we are on Patreon, and we know that a lot of you may be out of work right now, and we understand that not everyone can donate. So you can donate as much or as little as you want. We don't have any tiers on Patreon. Anyone who donates anything at all will have access to the same content. We're currently brainstorming.
We have big plans. We were just talking about new things. So like as a Patreon, you would donate monthly, and it could be $5. It could be $100, whatever you want to pick, anywhere in between. But you donate monthly. And then for us, like Kat said, we're kind of exploring ideas as to what extra content you would get to see. So we'll let you know more about that, but there's definitely going to be a little extra incentive.
Yes.
And for Patreon, the money that we'd use for that would go towards helping produce the podcast, paying Parasaur Studios, who's like out of the kindness of his heart, Alec has just taken it upon himself to make our podcast. So if you'd like to support us and our creative endeavor, please check out Night Classy on Patreon.
Yes.
And donate $100 per month.
Or $1,000.
Or $1,000.
Anyway, do you have any more updates? Are we ready to move on?
No updates. We've been inside all week.
It's been pretty lame.
Do you have updates?
No, I'm just lucky that like we can relax. Like we're in a position where we're still getting paid, at least for the moment. So we've just been hanging out,
researching, getting ready for more episodes of Night Classy, feeling definitely privileged to be able to do so.
We're way ahead on the research. We've been promoting social media like crazy. Follow us on Instagram at Night Classy, Twitter at Night Classy, shoot us an email at nightclassypod@gmail.com, visit our Patreon page, and rate, review, subscribe.
Yeah.
Well,
we ready?
I think we're ready.
Okay.
Let's hit the breathalyzer.
Yeah. Wait till it beeps.
Okay, I can do this.
And then blow on it. And then stop when
I was
going to
suck on it.
Do whatever you want to it.
Experiment with it. Okay.
You didn't wait for it to beep.
I waited for it to count down.
No, it was still 1 when you put it in your mouth.
Why is this so? Okay, I blew a point. I blew a .05.
Okay.
Okay, here.
Jeez, old Pete.
Jeez, Pete.
Oh, my Midwestern is showing. Don't look.
Do they say Jeez, Pete?
Jeez, Pete?
Really?
You never heard
What?
that?
No.
Oh, Jeez, Pete. Kelly would know.
Oh my God.
They're both looking at me like I'm crazy. They're like, yep, she's got it. Whatever it is. It's not Maybelline. Okay. It's thinking. Oh, 0.5. 0.05.
But you got .059 and I got .057.
Okay, so you want me to go first again this week?
Yes.
Okay, I'll do it.
All right.
Let me put this up. Okay, welcome to Miss Madden's class. Have you ever heard of any conspiracies to do with mattresses?
No.
What about Mattress Firm?
No.
Okay, perfect. So I love conspiracy theories, and there's this one specifically that I think I could really buy into, actually.
Really?
Yeah. It's about Mattress Firm, and the original hoopla basically about this thing obviously came from a post on Reddit from the username crazy_potatoes, and it's on Ask Reddit. And the question is, like, what is one conspiracy theory that you could really buy into? And the post reads, out of breath, I don't know why. Shut up. Okay, the post reads, Mattress Firm is some sort of giant money laundering scheme. They are fucking everywhere and always empty. I remember seeing 4 mattress firms all on each corner of an intersection once, and there's no way there's such a demand for mattresses. Edit. A few people seem confused. I'm talking about multiple of the same mattress stores in close proximity to each other, not different mattress companies. Like if there were 4 different companies all next to each other, I would get that, but they are the same company.
Okay.
All mattress firms. Okay.
Were they all in? I guess you wouldn't know because you're just reading Reddit. Never mind.
Okay, so I'll get into all the things. Okay? So I do also want to acknowledge one thing with this post in my research is that many resources said that the main post was deleted after this mattress conspiracy went viral, but it's still up.
Yeah.
So was it like reposted or what? I'm not sure, but at some point it was deleted.
Or people like can't find it and they're like, oh my God, it was deleted, but it's still there.
Yeah, it's definitely still there. So the main points of this conspiracy theory are basically that there are just like a ton of mattress firms.
There are.
Yeah. Like I was driving in the car on Poplar and we passed a mattress firm, and then a mile down the street there's another mattress firm. So there are approximately 3,500 mattress firm stores.
That does seem like a lot.
Yeah. So I wanted to like kind of relate it to our city. So I looked up mattress firms in Memphis, and I'll show you there are 8 mattress firms in Memphis.
Okay.
All within a 15-mile radius. 8 of them.
That's crazy.
So to compare, I was like, well, how many Walmarts are there?
Yeah.
There are 9. There are 9 Walmarts.
9 Walmarts.
Only one more than mattress firms in the city. And like Walmart is something that a lot of people go to. Like every day. Like I could go to Walmart 3 times a week and that could just be like a normal thing. Mm-hmm. How many times are you really going to go to a mattress firm?
Right.
Now here in this one, I pulled up mattress firms in Austin, Texas.
Okay.
Look how many there are. It's like all dotted up red on the Google Maps page.
That is a ton. And I mean, I'm thinking like, how does it, like, maybe this just like a ton in the South, but I definitely know there's a mattress firm like in the town next to mine back home. And then like, I've definitely seen them around. So it must be all over, right?
Mm-hmm. They're all over. And there were a ton of responses to this response from the original Reddit of people just like sharing the same stories. Like there being like the one he said, 4 mattress firms all on the same like corners of an intersection. And then We Feel Like Bandits responded, holy shit, thanks for confirming this. My family has been speculating for years because there are literally 5 locations in a 1-mile stretch of road near us. I'm not even exaggerating. All 5 on the same street. 2 of them even face each other. Like the employees can wave at each other from the front window if they want. And that's in Aurora, Illinois.
Huh.
Yeah. One other thing that I also found with the Mattress Firms in Memphis was that comparing it to Walmart stores, they're not even all like super center Walmart stores. Only 6 of them are, and 3 of them are just neighborhood markets. So like Mattress Firm for overall like just general shopping is like more relevant, if you will, than like Walmart stores.
Also, I'd be willing to bet there are more Mattress Firms than Kroger's because there is like a disgusting lack of grocery stores in this city.
Yeah. I should look that up too. I didn't think about that though. So yeah, why are there so many? Like mattresses are not really a hot commodity. They recommend mattresses be replaced every 7 to 10 years. And according to the World Bank, the average American can be expected to be 79 years old. And that was in 2016.
What? The average American can be 79 years old?
They're expected to live to be 79 years old.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant that was the average age.
They're expected like, to be 79 years old when they die. So I just wanted to break this down a little more. So like if the average American replaced their mattress according to the recommended time from the time they're born until they die, they're going to a mattress store, like just any mattress store 7 to 11 times throughout their life on average.
Right. And realistically, it's probably way less than that because people use, like myself included, like you use mattresses way longer than you should, or you get them like secondhand or pass them down in families.
Yeah. So there's no way people are going to a mattress store 7 to 11 times in their life, probably, unless like we're just the only ones who don't abide to the mattress laws in the world.
That's it.
We're just the outlaws. So there are a lot of them, and for what cause? But before that, I want to bring this back to money laundering. So if you don't know what money laundering is, it is an illegal process used to clean illegal money obtained through crime. So basically criminals don't want their dirty money to be able to be traced back to them and their crime, so they filter it through a legitimate business. And I learned more about this on anti-moneylaundering.org. And the basic act of money laundering can be traced back to the 13th century BC. Like pirates would attack ships on international trade routes, steal valuables and gems and whatever was on there, and then profit from their treacheries in a way that like did not attract any ramification, and like whatever like kingdoms or whatever they served would also just go along with it. So there's that. And Al Capone, I'm sure you know him. He's the one who's like famously a gangster in the Prohibition area. He really made money laundering famous. He profited about $100 million in illegal profits. And he used a variety of businesses to clean his money. He was put into jail in the 1930s, but it wasn't because of money laundering, gambling, bootlegging, or any of that. It was because of tax evasion. But his incarceration ultimately led to criminals getting better at their craft and figuring out ways to fall even further below that police radar. So Meyer Langsy is the one who's credited with forming like the modern method of money laundering. And this method basically just means you not only create a business to put the dirty money through, but you create a front for this criminal activity. So just adding another layer of authenticity. I'm going to go really quickly through the 3 stages of money laundering. And this is from the same website, antimoneylaundering.com or .org. And then I'm going to get back into like how Mattress Firm fits into all of this. The first one is placement. So dirty money is transferred into these fronts. So they take the dirty money, they kind of like spend it, or they have like several individuals spend this money on this fake business. And that's the first step to cleaning it. The second is layering. So then it's like kind of clean, and they use it in that fake business to buy possessions, and it'll take them even further from the original source of criminal activities. And one thing that's really common to buy is property. And then they sell this property to another person or company.
Okay.
And they oftentimes like have no knowledge of the operation going on like behind the front of the business. And then this step can be repeated several times to clean the money again and again to make it more legit, if you will. It's a lot of breath. I feel like I'm talking so fast. And then number 3, this is where they feel like the money has been cleaned. It's put back into the economy. It's called integration, and then it can be used to make a profit by these criminals. And then a common example is where they put the money back into a business that has a high percentage of cash sales, so like a casino. And the thought process is that the money is finally really clean. They can go on their way and not really have any trace of the original activities. But some people disagree and say that dirty money can never really lose its origin and can be tracked back. It doesn't just disappear. It's like energy. You can't create it or destroy it. It just changes forms.
Right, but can the police find it? That's I feel like that's really when it's clean.
That's when it matters.
Not its energy.
I was just making a comparison.
Yeah, it just sounded funny.
I watched Bill Nye. So let's bring all this new information. Maybe it's not new to you, but for some people it might be, back to the Mattress Firm conspiracy theory. So NPR, they have a podcast called The Indicator from Planet Money, and they investigated this a little bit too. So these are some of my notes from that podcast and some other things. So first of all, Mattress Firm in the early 2010s, it starts buying up all the other mattress stores like Sleepy's, which was the second largest specialty mattress store in the US, Sleep Train, Mattress Giant, and it just creates this like super massive mattress company. And then Mattress Firm just started putting their stores wherever these previous competitors' stores were, and they just wanted Mattress Firms everywhere. So for me, I'm like, okay, I guess that makes sense why they would have like so many in close proximity to each other. But at the same time, I'm like, that doesn't exactly make sense to me. Like, why not just make one big Mattress Firm for the town and save on money and the cost of like owning the land in the stores? So that was my question at this point in time, when I thought, maybe it's like for recognition, but it just kind of seems like a lot.
Yeah.
And this podcast, The Indicator from Planet Money, also noted that there were some Mattress Firm employees in Manhattan who got in trouble. They were getting kickback for signing up locations that were more expensive than necessary. So like somehow they were integrated in like the deal between Mattress Firm renting locations, and they were like making money off of that. So that seemed kind of sketchy, and I could not find anything on these employees like at all. So if I were to look at this with like the scope of like money laundering, I would think of like, well, how are they doing it so that like selling and buying this property can be a way to like cleanse this dirty money? Because like they in Manhattan, that was a thing, but like I could not find anything after like Googling, and they didn't like cite any sources on that podcast. So I couldn't find anything there. And then after Mattress Firms buys all these other mattress companies, something else happens. Okay, so according to New York Times, a South African retailer called Steinhoff International Holdings, they buy Mattress Firm in 2016 for $3.6 billion.
$3.6 billion?
Including debt. They acquired a lot of debt when they bought out all those other companies.
Did they know they were going to get that debt?
I would assume so.
Yeah.
Right? So it seems like really good timing.
Yeah.
And the deal gets even sweeter. Okay. So the buying price for $3.8 billion meant that Steinhoff was paying $64 per share of Mattress Firm, which is more than double the price of Mattress Firm's stock when the market closed that Friday.
Oh, shit.
It closed at $29.74 2 days prior to this deal.
Okay, there's no way that it would like actually go up that much.
It didn't go up.
Yeah.
That's what they paid for it, though.
That's crazy.
They bought it on a Sunday. There's no way for it to have gone up.
That's okay.
Are you intrigued?
Yeah.
So they buy Mattress Firm that just acquired all these other companies too for twice the buying price. And the chief executive of Steinhoff, Marcus Jooste, Jooste, he said that this deal would basically allow Steinhoff to enter the U.S. market. Okay. So a little more on Steinhoff International. I'm going to cite my sources. This is from fen24.com. They now own Mattress Firm. And this company also owns businesses from all over the world. So again, if I were to take the scope of money laundering, I need to recognize the fact that foreign countries are super, super useful when trying to lay low and clean dirty criminal money. And this owner, it's like a German guy who owns it, but he operates it through South Africa.
Yeah,
so
and
like,
why is a German guy
different?
operating a business through South Africa? And
Right. So it just seems a little sketchy right now. Seems weird. And then also just movement of money, it makes it much more difficult to track criminal activity. So when you have a company that has like German heritage, but it's in South Africa, but they're dealing with like tons of other countries.
That's money just going everywhere. And like what nation is responsible for tracking it? No one knows. So like I feel like it just kind of like can be invisible.
Yeah, exactly. Just the fact that it's so easy to instantly transfer money, it's just like, it just seems like a tornado. Now get this. Steinhoff was under investigation for financial fraud, but it was an accounting thing. They were hiding debt, and basically they didn't find anything for money laundering. Okay. Now in 2017, Reuters reported that Steinhoff would be pushing back publishing their full year accounts. And basically stockholders are like, WTF, like what's going on? This is like totally unheard of. So after they announced that they'd be pushing back publishing all their accounts for the year, 2 top executives and chairman resigned, and the stock plummeted by 62%.
Right before they bought Mattress Firm?
No. This is after they bought Mattress Firm. No, you're fine.
Okay, so
this is a year after.
They bought Mattress Firm, and then they were like in trouble, and then all their executives resigned.
Yeah, 2 other executives resigned. A year later, their stock plummeted by 62% and wiped out $15 billion of their market value.
Oh my God. And what exactly was Steinhoff doing?
So
like what?
Basically, it was they were hiding debt. They weren't being
No. But like, why did they? What kind of company was this? Was it just a rich guy that owned different businesses? Like
it is. Yeah, it's like a home. It's basically like a home goods. So it's kind of like it's comparable to IKEA.
Okay.
Gotcha. Just not as well known.
Okay.
So Marcus Juice, he again, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Oh well. He wrote a letter to his colleagues when this whole thing happened, and in it he said that he made, I quote, some big mistakes.
Just 1 or 2.
Right. So this seems like it's a case like multiple times they've been under investigation, because they have been under investigation for accounting irregularities in Germany since 2015. So this just seems like an ongoing thing.
Yeah,
like a lot of questions.
Maybe they're just really bad at counting money.
Yeah, they're like, oh, let's really show Mattress Firm that we want them.
Right.
Let's pay double.
They just had to have the mattresses.
Yeah. So this whole thing is blowing up, and stockholders are mad, and no one really knows what's going on, and they won't release their accounting information. And I think it's really funny. Mattress Firm responded on Twitter to all these people being like, like, what's up with this? And this whole conspiracy is popping off. And one of my favorite ones was Mattress Firm. And they say us looking at our mentions, like, and it's that like meme or gif of the guy like
the guy who like blinks sideways and shakes his head.
Yeah. And basically they just go on to deny anything. And then another Twitter user at Holly_Grizz responded, ha, nice try at Mattress Firm, aka Illuminati, aka Drug Front, aka Freemasons, aka Lizard People, aka Bilderberg Group, aka Money Launderers, aka Girl Scouts of America, aka Secret Government Cover-Up. Also, are you guys hiring? So those are just 2 like really quick things from Twitter. But there were a lot of responses teasing Mattress Firm and supporting the conspiracy theory.
Okay.
So I have a few arguments and reasons against this conspiracy.
Okay.
Kind of like the question of like, how could they be staying in business?
Right.
Like,
I feel like the argument is just that they're really bad at running a mattress company.
Maybe so, but like, wouldn't they have shut down all these stores then if they're really that bad?
Right. But like, if they're bad, maybe they're just lazy and they're like, instead of making one big one, one. Let's just, I don't know. I mean, if there were that many mattress stores already that were making business and then they just like made one of the same mattress, like made them all the same brand. I mean, I guess you could make an argument that that's okay. I don't know.
I don't know either. Yeah, they don't do that though. One user, Skepsis93 on Reddit, responded, "There is an original Mattress Factory store near me. I was looking for a new mattress and went to Mattress Firm first. Almost everything I wanted was over $2,000. Thought to myself, these all seem ridiculously overpriced. Went to the original Mattress Factory for the same product I wanted, and it was $800 with like a 10 to 20 year warranty." And so
that makes me think of when I first got to Memphis, somehow I forgot to take my bed frame. I remembered the headboard and the footboard, and we drove to 3 different Mattress Firms because there's so many in the city. And like, I just wanted one of those like metal bed frames, like that you just like put your mattress on and it holds them like 4 inches above the ground or something, like just a standard one.
Yeah.
And none of them had it.
What?
Yeah. Isn't that weird?
No Mattress Firm had just a
basic bed frame.
That's so weird. And see, one thing I did learn in my research that like could be plausible for it to not be a money laundering thing is that they don't hold inventory in their stores. But that seems weird that you wouldn't be able to just get a bed frame.
Yeah. And I mean, I think we went to Mattress Firms. That's what I had in my memory bank. But
you probably did.
Maybe it was something else.
Most mattress stores, like 33, I guess not most if it's 33%, but a ton of mattress stores are Mattress Firms.
Yeah.
But they don't hold inventory typically in their stores. It's just delivered. But that brings me to another point, is that for this business, they do require large vans for their product. So maybe they're not just holding mattresses. Maybe they're holding other things. But this Reddit user basically goes on to say, like, the only way they stay in business is a huge markup on the product. It costs way less. It costs like them a couple $100s to make a mattress, and they're charging thousands. They have market saturation, and that obviously
Are they making the mattresses, or are they buying and selling them?
That's a good question. I think they buy and sell them. I didn't think of that question. That's a really good one. But they might make them. I don't know.
Me, when my kids ask me a math question, I don't know. I'm like, I have a 6th grade level understanding of math. You asked a 9th grade level question.
This is too much.
Yeah.
But an article from Psychology Today also outlines 4 reasons why there's so many mattress stores in America. This is a very hot topic, actually. Number 1 that they cited was favorable economics. Basically, like I said, they're marked up like crazy. Workers make commission, and the store can profit really quickly. So basically what I saw from all the responses on Reddit were people who responded who work in a mattress store. They'd be like, yeah, we only have to sell like 2 mattresses or like 1 to 2 mattresses to make like to break even for the week. So that's all they really need.
1 to 2 mattresses to break even for the week.
Yeah. So if they sell like 1 to 2, then they're not going to lose money. And then after that, everything else is just like profit.
Okay.
Or it might have been for the month.
I guess that would explain. I would assume it's for the week because a mattress costs like roughly $1,000.
Yeah.
So if you sell $2,000 worth of merchandise, so yeah. Okay.
And then number 2, people prefer to buy mattresses in store. But in the last 2 years, that has changed significantly. The bed in the box concept, such as like Casper, it's definitely cut out the difficulty of shipping box spring mattresses, and they have really good guarantees for their mattresses.
Yeah,
like
Casper,
places,
if you want to sponsor us, they sponsor a few podcasts I listen to.
I love to sleep. I love my bed. I'd love to try one of yours out.
Me too. My mattress is stained with like cat pee, so. Just
nasty.
Kidding. No, but I mean, it probably might be.
I'm not going to confirm or deny that it's stained with cat pee. All I know is that it smells really bad.
It no longer smells like cat pee.
So anyway, Casper, send us a new mattress and we'll cut it in half and each sleep on our own half. No. But that's definitely become more popular. I feel like people are definitely not just going to a store to buy their mattress. And it's just easier to get something online when you're shopping. The third reason this Psychology Today article gave was that pent-up mattress demand was created during the recession in like 2008, 2009. Now, this article is from 2015, so we're kind of past that now, but which it made sense for that time. Pent-up mattress demand, like they're like, okay, now we have money, now we need it. But like there's still a ton of mattress firms.
Yeah.
They haven't.
Are they all
back.
open? I feel like I've seen a lot of closed mattress firms.
They haven't really like been closing any. They may have closed like 100 or so.
Okay.
But there hasn't been like a mass extinction of mattress firms. And then number 4, their final point is that America just has too many stores in general. So of course it seems like there are too many mattress stores.
Yeah, I guess we could also say McDonald's is a money laundering.
Yeah. Everything is money laundering. Yeah. Nothing is safe. So one thing I will say is that they didn't focus specifically on Mattress Firm, but it definitely sheds doubt into this theory.
It does.
Now, the reason why I could buy into this conspiracy is because it seems like a fun thing to believe in, and it just seems like kind of silly. And I read this Barstool Sports article that someone wrote about this conspiracy, and it talks about what I said earlier, like they require huge trucks for transporting like mattresses. Like I just want to believe in this theory.
Right. I mean, it makes sense. You need these vans to transport cocaine or heroin or whatever it is you're selling that you need to launder this money. What better front?
Yeah. And
you can pack the cocaine in the mattress.
Yes. The classic, stuff your money in there, stuff your cocaine in there. And it just like, it's cool kind of. And it seems like it could be
so
legit.
Cool.
It's so cool. Cause like you just don't know. And like considering the huge purchasing of mattress stores by Mattress Firm, and then the international company stepping in and buying it for twice of its value.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Now that all happened in like 2017, 2018. I could not find anything to update this whole thing since 2018.
Weird. And Mattress Firm is for sure still in business?
Yes.
Why are you like
They are still in business. I searched so many things trying to find like updates on Mattress Firm, Steinhoff, like update 2020, like trying to find things. And there was even an article like the Steinhoff thing. It was like someone financial website. I didn't cite it because it wasn't really relevant. I didn't need anything that it brought to the table, but it was like it outlined everything that was going on with that situation. It was like Steinhoff for dummies, but it was like in 2018. Like there has been nothing
weird
since 2018.
Do you think that's just because people got bored of it?
I mean, the internet isn't just of all exciting things.
Yeah, that's
so.
True.
I don't think so.
Yeah, that is interesting. Huh. But what would, like, if they were like money laundering because of drugs or sex trafficking or whatever people will like launder money for, how would they have any kind of power to shut down people talking about it?
Some people speculate that they're related to the government, like an Illuminati type deal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guess that's possible.
So if I go missing, you know it's real.
I'll know why.
You'll know why. That or my other side business I've got going. No. But that is one conspiracy theory that excites me. And I'm like, maybe, you know.
Maybe. Yeah, you got me thinking about it.
But that's what I've got on dirty mattresses. So my class is dismissed.
Let's hear a word from our sponsors.
We drink a lot of wine here at Night Classy, but we appreciate alcohol in all forms.
So when we heard about Ethyl Ambrosia, a company that delivers gel shots to your door, we were here for it.
Ethyl Ambrosia is a female-owned and founded company that offers an elegant twist on the classic Jell-O shot.
Ethyl Ambrosia's recipe was formulated by one of the nation's top food scientists to be 100% vegan. So the shot's base is 3 kinds of seaweeds rather than gelatin. As a lifelong vegetarian, I have tried and failed so many times to make Jell-O shots. For me, they've always just never turned out right. They're always too runny or clumpy, but Ethyl Ambrosia has somehow nailed it. And even more, their seaweed base means that these shots don't melt until 130 degrees Fahrenheit, which makes them perfect for a trip to the pool or beach.
Now, I'm not vegan, but what got me hooked on these gel shots is their push-up cup. Like Dee Dee, Ethel Ambrosia's founder, I'm a complete germaphobe and always have hated to stick my finger into the Jello shots to loosen the Jello. Ethel Ambrosia's push-up cup allows you to push the gel out of the cup without ever having to use your fingers, and it just looks good.
We've tried the shots and we love them. Both of our favorite flavor is rosé, obviously, but they come in all kinds of other amazing flavors, including mojito, citrus punch, and Moscow Mule. Plus, they're 15% alcohol, so they are effective.
We love Ethel Ambrosia, and we know you will too. So to order your own box of shots, head to ethelambrosia.com. It's ETHYLAMBROSIA.com and enter the promo code NIGHTCLASSY. All caps, no spaces, Night Classy at checkout for 15% off your order.
All right, welcome to Miss Barnhart's class. Are you ready?
Yes.
You should make me feel like I'm really in my classroom and be as bad as possible.
Miss Barnhart.
Shut the fuck up.
Look at me. Look at me. I'm right here. Look at me.
We raise our hands in this classroom, actually. Hayley?
Look at me.
Okay, well, anyway, I want to tell you about my second favorite cryptid, the Jersey Devil.
Okay.
Have you heard of it?
No, wait, what's a cryptid?
A cryptid, Alec asked me this too. A cryptid is like a mythical creature, but like one that like people think is real, like Bigfoot or like the Loch Ness Monster.
Okay, so it has some like momentum.
It has
behind
like folklore around it.
Okay.
And people think it might be real. So my favorite cryptid is Champy in Lake Champlain, but my second favorite cryptid is the Jersey Devil, which I think is a little more interesting to write about than Champy. So the Jersey Devil, also called the Leeds Devil or the Devil of Leeds, is a large flying cryptid who's said to live in the Pine Barrens, which is a forest in southern New Jersey. Those who claim to have seen the creature describe it as having the body of a kangaroo, the head of a dog, the face of a goat or horse, large leathery wings, antlers like a deer, a forked reptilian tail, big claws, and a loud, tortured scream.
Okay, so everything that you were saying up to that point, I was like, yeah, kangaroo body, yeah, goat face. And then you said leathery wings, and I was like, oh, God, no.
It is really scary.
Please, no leathery wings.
There are photos, like, or not photos, but like art online that people have done to try to like capture what this creature looks like, and they all look so fucking stupid.
Do you have any?
Oh, I should have. I thought about putting some in here, and then I decided against it. But
I can use my imagination.
If you're listening right now and can look it up, please do, because there's so much.
Is it a thing of nightmares?
Would you be scared? It's a thing of like laughing at.
Oh, okay. All right.
It looks really fucking stupid.
Is it like? Never mind. I'm not gonna say that.
But actually, maybe you'll think it's scary. There's some pictures that are kind of scary, but like stuff like this that I'm pointing at right now.
I saw a
Hold on,
glimpse
where'd it
of
go? It like looks like a dog with hooves and then like wings and horns.
Yeah, it just looks like a mean chihuahua with wings.
Right, that one's inaccurate because it has goat horns when really it's supposed to have antler horn or like deer horns.
Okay.
This looks like a lot of the things I was looking at today, which looks like something from like a Yu-Gi-Oh card or like an RPG that you would see. Like Alec and I have been playing this game called Couriers with his nephew a lot, and it's like a dice building role-playing game where it has all these monsters, and it kind of looks like something that would be on one of those cards. But anyway, that's what it looks like for sure.
Okay. For sure, confirmed. Oh, look at that one. It's
ooh, that's a really
it looks like
one.
a morphed. It looks like two gargoyles who are cousins.
Emo
had sex.
Bangs.
It has emo. I mean, if you're a cryptid, you would have emo bangs too.
All cryptids should have emo bangs.
Apparently, I was a cryptid in 6th grade because
I wanted to be a cryptid in 6th grade, but my mom wouldn't let me. Anyway, this legend is 300 years old. It originated in 1735, and the story goes that And a southern New Jersey resident named Mother Leeds became pregnant for the 13th time. And Mother Leeds, she already had 12 children. She did not want to be pregnant. She was an early settler, so life was rough. Her husband was a drunk and he didn't provide. So she was pissed she was pregnant. And Planned Parenthood didn't exist yet. And she was struggling. So according to the legend, she raised her hands up in the air and proclaimed, "Let this one be the devil." And a few months later, she gave birth to what seemed like a healthy baby boy at first, but within minutes of his birth, he began to change. He grew bigger, sprouted horns, claws, bat-like wings, hair and feathers covered his whole body, and his eyes glowed bright red. He then attacked and tore apart his mother, the midwives, his father, siblings, and all of the onlookers.
Oh, so this is a real story.
Very real. And after he killed his whole family and everyone around him, he flew up out of the chimney, which he was too big for the chimney, so it collapsed the house into rubble. Ooh. And he has lived in the Pine Barrens ever since. In other variations, sometimes Mother Leeds is a witch, and sometimes the father of the child is the actual devil. It depends on who you ask.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. I've never asked the Leeds devil himself. Maybe he'd be able to tell us.
Well, next time he calls, just casually bring it up, not forcefully.
I don't want to embarrass him and ask.
You don't want
his
him
mother
to
was
know
sleeping
that
around
you
with the devil, but I'll tactfully bring it up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'll do my best.
Okay.
Anyway,
let me know.
So for hundreds of years, like any other cryptid, like Champy, like Bigfoot, like the Loch Ness Monster, like Yetis, he has been spotted in the southern New Jersey area. The most famous incident that this happened, and that's documented, I guess you could say as best as it can be, was in 1909 in January, and it lasted several weeks, where people were reporting all over the Delaware Valley seeing strange tracks appearing in the snow. These tracks looked like weird bird prints, or sometimes they're described as horse hoof prints but bigger, or cloven hooves, but they're appearing all over the place, under and over fences, on rooftops. Basically this spread mass panic.
But they never actually saw a thing.
Some people claimed they did. Okay. So footprints are appearing, mass panic. Schools either closed or had low attendance.
What?
Throughout New Jersey and Philadelphia, people were refusing to show up for work, so mills and the Pine Barrens were having to shut down. And this is a big deal because pretty much the only place of work in the Pine Barrens, I think at this time, was working in mills. Mm-hmm. And even another thing that spread panic was that bloodhounds refused, this rumor that bloodhounds refused to follow the scent of the tracks. So dogs were scared of it.
That would be really scary.
Yeah, it would be. And there were eyewitnesses that spotted it in both Camden and Bristol, and police would fire at it but couldn't bring it down. It was said to have terrorized trolleys and flown around in the city, and people could see it. And these are all just rumors. There's some, I think, newspaper reportings that talk about some of this, but most of it is just long legend and rumors, essentially.
Right now it seems so easy to just dismiss it's just a rumor and it was hearsay, but imagine not having the internet or something, any resource that we have now to refer to, and they're I heard this from this person and they're credible, so this must be true.
Or I went on Reddit and was reading people that had seen it, so you still just because it's written down doesn't make it true. But also, I mean, it was in the newspaper at this time, so it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Witnesses claimed it looked like a large flying kangaroo or ostrich-like creature. It was killing people's livestock, especially chickens. One woman said she thought it tried to carry away her dog. So this is what was happening in 1909. And like I said, these reports continue into the modern day. So I have a couple stories. Also, most of the information I have here came from Weird New Jersey and Wikipedia. So Weird New Jersey posted this really detailed article, and then also had a bunch of eyewitness accounts. So I have two of those stories in here that I'm just going to read to you.
Sweet.
And one of them is, they all have these amazing titles. It's so nice. One of them is called, the first one I'm going to read is called Driving by the Devil in Pale Moonlight. And it was submitted by Mary Ritzer Christensen. And she said, I'm going to read this in first person. "This has haunted me since it happened in 1972. I was a senior, what it was then Glassboro State College. I had heard about the Jersey Devil when I came to South Jersey, but being from North Jersey, parentheses, a different world, I thought I was far too sophisticated to believe in such humbuggery. One winter night, I was driving to Glassboro from Blackwood on Green Tree Road. At the time, the road was flanked by orchards and farms. There were a few houses, and there was hardly any development. I was completely sober and awake when I caught a glimpse of something in my rearview mirror. Curious as to what it could have been, I slowed down to take a gander. It was dark out, but moonlit enough that I had no trouble at all discerning the upright figure of a creature crossing the road from one side to the other, roughly 25 feet behind my car. The figure stood taller than a man by far, and had thick haunches similar to a goat's, supporting its nearly human-looking torso and huge woolly head. It moved heavily and didn't seem at all disturbed by my being there. It didn't linger long enough for me to see much more. I hit the glass and flew to the Mansion Park apartments in the borough. So petrified I was that I slept the rest of the night in the car, unwilling to get out in the same darkness that introduced me to the Jersey Devil. Never again from that day on have I ridden on Green Tree Road day or night, that I haven't gotten the heebie-jeebies just thinking about that winter night so long ago. That's her story.
Okay, creepy. Did
Super
she
creepy.
Live in those apartments?
No, I think
okay, so she just wanted to get somewhere?
She wanted to park somewhere where there were other people that was light, which to me... I don't know if how did she even sleep there?
I know. That's what I was thinking. Was like, I would not want to sleep in my car. And also through this whole thing, I'm just picturing like some guy who like gets off on like putting on like horse hooves and like just being a fuckwad and scaring people.
Yeah. For sure. I was listening to something, it must have been a podcast, but basically someone like thought it would be funny. Like they were on like a military base and they thought it would be funny to dress up as Bigfoot and try to scare. Were we listening to this together and they like shot?
No, I just listened to this today.
What am I talking about?
That is
Alex,
so
do you
crazy.
know?
That's on Risk.
Was it on Risk?
Oh, it was on Risk, the podcast.
You listened to that today?
Yeah.
I listened to that today.
I didn't listen to it today. I listened to it like a week ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was Risk the podcast, great podcast, but it was like these military guys, they thought it'd be funny to dress up as Bigfoot and walk around the road, and like someone ended up shooting them in the ass.
And it was the whole thing they needed to keep it under wraps because they called their like sergeant or lieutenant, I don't really know.
Yeah.
And he was like, just take him to the hospital. And they were like, no, you need to come see this. And he saw them, and then they had to call in like 2 more other people.
Yeah,
and it was
turned
a
into
whole
this
thing.
big cover up because they didn't want anyone to know they were being like this stupid, and then like they were trying to cover it up, but then like it got so bad they couldn't anymore. I don't know. It was really funny.
Wait, were you listening to Risk or did you?
I was.
Okay,
yeah,
good, because I recommended that to you.
You did.
Okay,
I really
cool.
like it.
Good.
Anyway, so the second story is called "The Devil on Route 9." And it starts, and it's by this person who calls themselves Suneasy. So they say, let me tell you of a sighting of the Jersey Devil. I was riding up Route 9 in Bayville at around 10 o'clock p.m. There were 2 cars in front of me, and we were traveling around 35 miles per hour. To the right of Route 9 is a mini mall type building with woods behind it. To the right is all woods. He says to the right twice. Okay.
To the right, to the right.
I'm gonna edit this for him and say to the left is all woods. All of a sudden I saw this big thing, and it wasn't me. I copy and pasted this just so we're clear. Okay. All of a sudden I saw this big thing running across Route 9. It looked like one of those classic pictures of the Jersey Devil. It had which we just looked
which
at,
everyone knows,
which looks like straight off a Yu-Gi-Oh card. Okay. It had no tail, no fur. Its ribs showed, and it had a long head with short ears that laid flat. That sounds like the werewolf from Harry Potter to me. Do you remember what that looked like?
Is it all like
it looked
skin?
like a really,
it doesn't have any fur?
Yeah, it looked like
on
a really
it?
skinny
Yeah.
Great Dane.
Yeah. Ew, yeah.
Super gross looking. Okay. And it looked almost 10 feet tall. I noticed it because the first car stepped on its brakes, as did the second car. When I looked ahead, I saw this thing galloping across Route 9 and straight into the woods. I was not really scared because it didn't register yet. I stopped to mail something in the mailbox around 300 feet from the main road. What the fuck? Why would you stop? Anyway, and I saw a child's shirt, shorts, and 1 sneaker lying on the ground. I mailed my letter, ran into my car and laid rubber all the way home. I was certain that I had seen the Jersey Devil. No one believes me. They say it was a deer. I have never seen a deer that big, that fast, or that weird looking in my life. What is really creepy is that 2 other people in front of me stepped on the brakes, so they must have seen it too.
Yeah, maybe they did see it too, but maybe it was just a weird looking deer. Maybe it was like burned by acid.
Hayley, I'm not appreciating how much doubt you have right now. It's really getting on my nerves.
Okay, I'm sorry. Let me think of something supportive to say. Yeah, that's true. I saw it too.
So I'm going to go on and say what exactly is the Jersey Devil. Going back to the legend, it's thought that rather being an actual person, Mother Leeds, who we talked about, who gave birth to the Jersey Devil, originated from gossip and folklore among the original New Jersey population. So basically this historian named Brian Regal believes that basically the conflict between early New Jersey politicians, Benjamin Franklin, who is a big part of this, he wrote, oh my God, I didn't even put in my notes, the Farmer's Almanac. Mm-hmm. Is that what it's called?
Yep.
Thank God. Okay. That would have been really embarrassing. The Farmer's Almanac, and his rival, Daniel Leeds, who also wrote almanacs, they had this big conflict that led to the Leeds family being described as monsters or devils. Because they basically had this feud with Benjamin Franklin. And it was this description of the Leeds devil, not the actual creature, that sparked the legend. So basically, Daniel Leeds, he was part of the Quaker community, and he published an almanac that contained astrological images and writings that were considered pagan by the religious community at the time. And so this got him excommunicated from the Quaker community. So he was kind of like a anti-religion at the time, and then also had this feud with Benjamin Franklin, and then he kept printing astrological stuff because he was fuck you guys, and then kind of got this reputation as someone as being an anti-Christian. And after he died, Benjamin Franklin also went on to keep having a feud with his son. And I didn't put this in my notes, so this maybe isn't the best description, but Benjamin Franklin basically would post jokes about mocking this guy's son by being he'd make an astrological prediction of the son's death as a joke, mocking the fact that they used astrology in these almanacs. And so that's where this huge feud came from. And basically this guy was ostracized, considered the Antichrist and all this stuff. And so the Leeds family is called a devil, which would make sense that these legends that the Leeds family birthed this demonic being would come about. And most skeptics believe this, and they believe that the legend was propagated largely as a result of boredom suffered by early settlers. Makes sense. We're going through a bit of that right now in quarantine. And also the Pine Barrens just have a reputation of being inhospitable and creepy. They're kind of the backwoods. Not a lot of people live there. Mm-hmm. And also at the time of settlement, they were teeming with highway robbers. And it was just kind of a scary place to go. You didn't want to go through these woods because you could be robbed. And it was just all these backwoods people that were kind of unknown and mysterious.
You can hear the banjo playing.
You can hear the banjos. And that gave it this fearsome reputation that also probably contributed to the legend. Jeff Bruner of the Humane Society of New Jersey believes that the sightings of the Jersey Devil are just sightings of sandhill cranes, which are basically you know what a crane looks like, right? Yeah. They're brown ones, brown cranes, which seems a little
we had this light bluish gray crane that would come land in our little pond we had in our backyard growing up. Yeah, it was magical.
The blue ones are beautiful, but these sandhill cranes are kind of gross looking. They're brown.
Oh yeah, if you're already amped up and creeped out, you could easily
maybe, but they're not very big. All of the accounts say it's 10 feet tall and has horns, and this is just a bird.
Maybe it's real. Maybe
it is real.
Maybe it's real.
Yeah. But the funny part of this one, so this guy thinks they're just sandhill cranes. Okay. But then he, quote, recounts several incidents where hikers mistook him for the Jersey Devil because he had covered himself in mud to repel mosquitoes. And I'm just like,
it's organic.
Maybe they didn't mistake you for the Jersey Devil. Maybe they were just scared of being in the woods covered in mud. I don't know.
We don't know what it was. Maybe it was the devil. Maybe it was some guy in mud, but it was scary.
It was something. I don't know. That does sound terrifying. I'm glad someone reported it. But overall, the isolated and underdeveloped nature of the Pine Barrens encourages all kinds of folklore. And then I listed a little bit of folklore. So there's the spirit of the pirate Captain Kidd, who is like this pirate that sometimes accompanies the Jersey Devil.
Like they're buddies?
They're friends. Okay. It's like Krampus and Santa. And then there's the ghost of the Black Doctor, who is a benevolent spirit of an African-American doctor who, after being forbidden from practicing medicine due to his race, entered the Pine Barrens to practice medicine in the isolated communities and still sometimes comes to aid lost or injured travelers. It's kind of nice. There's the ghost of the Black Dog, the ghost of the golden-haired girl. There's this like spirit called the White Stag who sometimes like appears and guides people to safety. And there's the legend of the Blue Hole, which is basically like a mirage, like a blue water well that sometimes appears to people out in the forest. So it's like home to all kinds of folklore. The Jersey Devil kind of reigns supreme, but this is a area of the country that's just kind of thought of as mysterious and dark that breeds a lot of this type of lore. And in the modern day, the legend has been embraced by New Jersey, where it's like seen as a source of pride and unification. The devil is portrayed in toys, on TV shirts, and it is the mascot for the New Jersey NHL team, the Jersey Devils.
Oh, does it look like what we saw before when we Googled it? Like the cartoonish?
Know, I couldn't tell you, but we can.
I don't know anything about sports. All right, Googling.
Jersey Devils.
Oh, no.
Unfortunately, yeah, it's
just an N and a J.
It's like a devil bobblehead. It doesn't look like the Jersey Devil, but
it looks like the emoji.
Yeah, it looks like a devil emoji, but they're called the Jersey Devils, and that's all I have. So whether or not you believe in the Jersey Devil, it's a fun story.
100%. I believe in the devil. I believe in the New Jersey Devil.
And yeah, this is a short one, but I think a sweet one. And I encourage people to go on Reddit or online and read more firsthand accounts because they're definitely interesting.
That's interesting in like this day and age. Like it just seems like a different world to think about these firsthand accounts and like folklore from the 1900s, but to like hear people like from, as you know, close as the 1970s being like, I think I saw this thing.
As close as right now. There's still this group that goes out and searches for it all the time and tries to find proof. Like, it's like Bigfoot in this area. People really think it's real and they go out and search for it. And who's to say it's not real?
And it's just like immortal.
Yeah, it's immortal.
Very cool.
It's the devil. Of course it's immortal.
Right.
Like It's around.
It's around.
I'm just saying.
Just catch him. Catch me in the woods. How about that?
Don't go out in the Pine Barrens by yourself. There was another firsthand account I read where it was like, actually, this one was actually kind of scary. Like, this girl went on a canoeing trip, and like every time her and her friends stopped the canoe, they heard like these big footsteps, and they just had to like keep paddling away from it. It was pretty scary. It was long, so I didn't include it, but that was scary. A good one. But yeah, Jersey Devil.
Thanks for sharing.
You're welcome.
Can't wait to do my homework on this one.
Sorry I didn't do more for you. Anyway.
It was so good.
Thank you all so much for listening. Please rate, review, and subscribe if you enjoyed what you heard. If you didn't enjoy what you heard, just move along.
No. Of course they enjoyed what they heard. Of course they did. They made it through.
God, I don't know. But please don't give us a bad review. I'll cry. Anyway, are we ready?
I'm ready.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Class dismissed.